Everyone thought Europe was finally past the worst of the energy crisis, but something feels off again. Prices are creeping up, gas reserves are lower than they should be, and things are starting to move in the wrong direction. It doesn't look dramatic yet, but that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Because once it picks up speed, it won't just be headlines, it'll hit your bills, your fuel costs, even basic stuff like groceries. And the scary part is, most people won't really notice how bad it's getting until it's already everywhere.
Hey guys, welcome back. Let's be real for a second. If you're watching your energy bills, filling up your car, or just buying groceries, you're probably already feeling that something is seriously off. As we head into early April 2026, Europe and the world are sliding into one of the biggest energy shocks since the crazy days of 2022. And the scariest part, it's not some random market glitch. It's directly caused by the war with Iran, and it's hitting harder and faster than many expected. It all kicked off at the end of February when the US and Israel launched strikes on Iranian targets. Tehran didn't just fire back with rockets, they played their strongest card. They effectively shut down the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is insanely critical. Roughly 20% of the entire world's oil and a huge portion of global liquefied natural gas, LNG, have to squeeze through it every single day. We're talking tankers from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, Iraq, and especially Qatar. Iran laid mines, sent swarms of fast attack boats, issued direct threats to any ship trying to pass, and shipping giants like Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd immediately suspended operations. Traffic through the strait plummeted by up to 90–95% in some periods. Basically, the lifeline got squeezed. Then came the knockout punch for the gas market. Iranian drones and missiles slammed into Qatar's Ras Laffan, the largest LNG export facility on the planet. 2 of Qatar's 14 LNG trains were badly damaged, along with parts of the Pearl gas-to-liquids plant. Qatar Energy declared force majeure, shut down production, and their CEO openly said it could take 3 to 5 years to fully repair. That's around 12.8 million tons of LNG per year gone. For context, Qatar supplies nearly 20% of global LNG exports. Losing even a big chunk of that is like pulling the plug on a major power source for both Europe and Asia. So what happened next? Markets freaked out. Oil prices, Brent crude, spiked hard, hitting over $110,120 at peaks and still sitting uncomfortably high around $100, $115s. That means gasoline and diesel jumped at the pump almost everywhere. If you drive to work or run a business that relies on trucks, you're paying more right now. Farmers feel it in diesel and fertilizer costs, which eventually pushes food prices higher. Everything that moves by ship or truck gets more expensive. It's a slow ripple that turns into a wave. But for Europe, the natural gas crisis is the one keeping people up at night. The Dutch TTF benchmark, Europe's main gas price, has surged more than 70% since the strikes began. We saw it jump from calmer levels around $38 per megawatt hour to peaks near $65 to $70. At one point in early March, it briefly touched levels not seen since the height of the 2022 crisis. Storage levels, they're dangerously low. Europe entered the refill season with major hubs only 28–30% full, the lowest in years for this time of year. The Netherlands is sitting at a shocking 6%, while Germany and France hover around 22%. After a colder winter and extra gas sent to help Ukraine, the tanks are emptier than they should be just when we desperately need to start pumping them back up for next winter. Here's why this matters to you personally. Your bills, heating, hot water, cooking, electricity. A huge chunk still depends on gas. If prices stay elevated, many households could see their energy costs rise 30–50% or more this year. Everyday prices, gas is used to make chemicals, plastics, glass, steel, and especially fertilizers. Higher costs here mean more expensive groceries, packaging, and consumer goods. Jobs and industry Factories that guzzle gas are already talking about cutting production or passing costs onto customers. Some sectors may slow down, which hits employment. Governments are scrambling. The European Commission is urging countries to start refilling storage right now in April, even though prices make it painful. They've even discussed lowering the official winter storage target from 90% to 80% to make it more realistic. Some countries are preparing subsidies, tax cuts on fuel, or demand reduction plans. A few have floated the idea of formal energy emergency measures. But everyone remembers 2022, when prices exploded, governments burned through billions in subsidies, and ordinary families had to choose between heating and other basics. Analysts from HSBC are already warning that European gas prices could stay 40% higher than previously expected through 2026 and remain elevated well into 2027 if the supply hole isn't fixed fast. In a worst-case prolonged disruption, some forecasts even talk about TTF pushing toward $90 or higher. The big question hanging over everything: will the Strait of Hormuz reopen soon? If diplomacy works, tankers start flowing again, and Qatar somehow restarts part of its production, prices could ease and Europe might still refill storage without total panic. It would be expensive and painful, but manageable. But if the conflict drags on through April and May, if more attacks happen, or if Iran keeps the pressure high, then we're staring at a long, grinding energy crisis, sustained high prices, deeper inflation, slower economy, and a very real risk of another cold, very expensive winter ahead for millions of families across the continent. Europe did learn some lessons after 2022, more LNG terminals, faster rollout of renewables, better energy efficiency, but gas still powers a big part of heating and electricity, and the whole system stays fragile when one critical choke point in the Middle East gets turned into a weapon. This isn't just numbers on trading screens. It's higher costs at the gas station today, bigger bills arriving in your mailbox soon, and uncertainty that's making families and businesses nervous right now. So tell me in the comments, have you already noticed higher fuel or heating prices where you live? How worried are you about the next few months and next winter? Do you think governments are doing enough, or should they be moving faster on renewables and diversification? Drop your thoughts below. I read them all. I'll be keeping a close eye on this situation and will come back with updates as things develop. Hit like if you want more deep dives like this, subscribe for regular honest takes, and stay safe out there. Keep watching those energy costs, guys. Talk soon.